So hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Preetham. So यार आज हम कुछ अलग करने वाले हैं. We are going to talk about my backstory and step by step how I became this man with multiple options kind of thingy. तो यार मेरे inner circle में यही question आते रहता है. So new guys join in. All of them are like curious. Preetham bro, what's your story? How did you get started? And I have to keep repeating my story all over again. So like you know what? Detail me. I'll break down my story and also it will create belief in you. You know, even I can do this. Okay, now let's come to my origin story. जो मेरा स्कूल था ना, it was all boys school. Yes. So until I was 16, man, I had never seen any girls. You might say all my schooling I never spoke with any girl. उसके बाद, and also I was this shy introverted guy. बहुत ही, I got this nicest kid award. I remember in my school, not because I was very nice, but because I was so introverted, मैं किससे बात ही नहीं करता था. That was my entire schooling. उसके बाद जवानी चढ़ गई भाई. 10th खत्म हुआ, 11th में आ गए. So new city, new coaching, new people. So वहाँ पे एक बंदी थी हमारे क्लास में. Obviously man, I wanted to go and interact with girls, right? वो रहता है अंदर से बंदों में. There was this pretty cute girl in our class. She was the entire जो institute था हमारा. She was the heart of it. वो रहता है ना एक बंदी ऐसे. तो उस पे पूरे इंस्टीट्यूट का क्रश था. 3-4 महीने लगे आई जस्ट स्टेयर एट हर. माय मोटिवेशन फॉर गोइंग टू क्लासेस वाज आज चलो उसका चेहरा देखने मिल जाएगा. दैट काइंड ऑफ स्टफ. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर एज इफ इट वाज यस्टरडे. हल्की सी बारिश हो रही थी एंड इट वाज 12th अक्टूबर. माय कोचिंग वाज लाइक 3 to 8 PM. तो 8 बजे हमारा क्लास वाज छूटा. तो मैं साइकिल से जाता था. आई पुट ऑन माय बैकपैक. तो पहले ही मेरे को साइकिल ढूंढने में टाइम लग गया. कहाँ पे थी वो साइकिल लेने के बाद backpack था. I was like riding on my bike, minding my own business, and guess what? I saw this girl. The moment I saw this girl, मैं ऐसा उतर गया पैर निकाल के. मैं भी चलने लग गया. ठीक है, साइकिल वैसे घिस घिस के. वहाँ पे एक सिग्नल था, and the signal was red. All the cars were going. You were just standing on the zebra cross. मेरे दिमाग में चीजें घूम रही थी. क्या बात करो, क्या बात करो. Obviously I was blank. I was like orientation. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to ask her about orientation. तो हल्के से उतर के मैं धीरे से गया उसके पास. साइकिल लगाया एंड हास्टर, हे तू कल ओरिएंटेशन आ रही हो. देन आई वाज लाइक कुछ तो बोलेगी आगे से. आई माइट कंटिन्यू द इंटरेक्शन. स्लो मोशन में शी जस्ट टर्न्ड, शी लुक्ड एट मी एंड शी वाज लाइक कौन हो तुम. Little teenage Preetham was shattered. I didn't realize it back then, but it was like my first shit touch kind of thing. So I was like, and the moment she said that, I couldn't reply her. So my cycle पे बैठ गया. Fortunately, it was also raining, and fortunately, वो जो signal that turned green. So I just got on my bike. And I was like, I think that is the most fastest I've ever ridden in my entire life on a bike. Because adrenaline था, I was nervous, फटी हुई थी. Like I was like the fastest I ever drove. And मजे की बात पता है क्या? मेरा एक क्लास का बंदा था, वो मेरे पीछे था. Even he was on bike. वो कभी ना, वो भी मेरे पीछे पीछे आता है. भाई क्या बात किया उससे? I was like, किससे भाई? अच्छा उससे. मैंने कहा कुछ नहीं ऐसे ही. ठीक है. देन आई ड्रॉ अवे. दैट्स इट. आई वाज एम्बैरेस्ड. मेरे को पता था वो कभी ना जाके सबको बात करेगा, सबको बोल देगा कि भाई इस बंदे ने उस बंदी से बात किया. आई वेंट, आई स्लैप्ड माई सेल्फ. मैं रूम जैसे ही रूम गया 4 बार मैंने खुद को चाटे लगाया. लाइक व्हाट द फक, व्हाई डिड यू हैव टू डू दिस. पिलो लिया मैंने और पिलो लाइक स्क्रीम्ड. आई वाज सो एम्बैरेस्ड आउट ऑफ माय हेड. या आई गेस व्हाट, for the next good 3 to 4 months I avoided that girl. She never saw me. वो मेरी क्लास में थी, but we never crossed path because I made sure वो मेरे को कभी देखेगी नहीं. I was just invisible. 11th क्लास खत्म हुई, 12th क्लास आ गया. तो 12th में क्या सीन था, एक बंदी आई, तो क्लासेस शफल हो गए. There was this girl from पंजाब. दिल आ गया भाई. So I love this tall जाट रहता ना ऐसा. So she was like the prettiest girl I ever saw. कड़ा वड़ा पहनती थी. She was like tall as fuck. And I don't know, it was like an instant attraction kind of thing for me. मेरा दोस्त बोलता था भाई वो देख रही है तेरे को. So वो अगेन आया, चलो भाई बात करते हैं, ठीक है, देख रही है सही में, इवन आई नोटिस शी वाज लुकिंग एट मी. So man, again, I wanted to do it, but guess what? I was afraid. I was fearful. अंदर से मेरा आता था यार, I don't want to fuck this thing up. I don't know what to talk about. मैं जाके क्या ही बात कर लूँगा. ऐसे कर करके I used to be very much in my own head and overthink a lot of stuff. But again, one fine day I was like, no man, I don't want to be this guy. I don't just want to be invisible to girls. Huh? Because I just didn't exist. And I saw all these guys hanging out with all these girls, you know, coffee or pee raha. Even I wanted to do that. But I was like, me? Like, what the fuck is special about me? Nothing. Like, why would they even talk to a guy like me? There's nothing about it. There's nothing special about me. So I used to judge those guys. क्या कर रहे हैं लोग, पढ़ाई वढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे, यही सब करते रहता है, लड़कीबाजी ये सब. But deep down, man, I wanted those stuff. Deep down, I know I wanted those stuff. But I used to judge them a lot. So I used to act like, you know, फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता मेरे को तो. Guess what? I used to act like I'm indifferent to all that shit. But no. Deep down, I wanted those stuff. So I knew this is my chance. So मैं जाके स्क्रिप्ट लिखा पूरा कि मैं ये बोलूँगा, वो ये बोलेगी, that kind of shit. I used to जो मिरर के सामने खड़ा होके I used to rehearse those lines. ऐसे डिलीवर करूँगा मैं उसे, like this is how I'll, you know, eye contact करके मैं ऐसे बात करूँगा उससे. So there were so many instances कि finally चलो आज बात करते हैं, मैं जाता था and boom, nothing would happen. आज जाता था and boom, nothing would happen. So ऐसे एक 10-15 बार हुआ. And I could see even she was losing kind of interest. वो hint देती थी, but still I was unable to do it. But then one fine day I was like, no man, this is it. This is it. This is it. So I wore my best shirt, put on some perfume, फट से गया, पूरे लाइन वाइन सब याद थे मेरे को, रटा हुआ था, तो मैं गया उसके पास. And I could see she was coming from that side. ठीक है. So she was with her friend. She was walking in this corridor. मैं गया. I am telling you, I've never been this nervous in my entire life. The first approach तो चलो वो हो गया था ऐसी, but this one, man, I still remember like ऐसे कान गरम हो गए थे मेरे. I could hear my own voice, ऐसे echo होता है ना, like my head was spinning, but somehow I was like, no man, this is it. So the worst part which I did was वो ऐसे diagonal आ रही थी. I went diagonal. वो straight आ रहे थे, मैं diagonal गया, उसके सामने जाके खड़ा हो गया. And they suddenly were like startled. And I just forgot my lines. मैं जाके खड़ा हो गया and I was sweating. I think वो एक पैच वैसा आ गया था पूरा ऐसे पसीने का. So मैं पूछा यार, I don't remember what I actually spoke to her because everything was just happening like in a delusional way for me. So कुछ तो बोला मैंने, even she was like yes, no, I don't know, something happened. मेरे को नहीं याद, वो genuinely I'm brutally honest, मेरे को याद नहीं है. So once I said, I just went blank, like, and I just went आगे. भाग के गया मैं वॉशरूम में जाके, just wash my face. I had to calm myself down. So उसके बाद again nothing really happened. We just saw, but I just wasn't able to, you know, do anything with that girl. So हर बार यार ऐसे लगता था कि I want to do it, I want to be with them, but guess what? Something would just pull me back. You know, I was just stuck in my own head. मैं एक बार गया था कैफे में, how to talk to girls वगैरह लिखा, theory आ गई. If a girl like does her hair, she's interested in you, that kind of stuff. But it didn't feel practical to me. I was like, यार ये theory तो देखी है मैंने, but how do I even get to this point? Like how do you interact? ठीक है तूने बोल दिया, but it literally felt to me like, you know, जो whatever the theory was and whatever these things were, like they were like worlds apart. Theory is one thing, practicality was completely different thing. That's what I felt. I want to speak, something would just pull me back. It felt like something was breathing down my neck, and the moment would come, approach anxiety would come in. And मैं कर ही नहीं पाता था ऐसा. एक आध साल गया. They weren't like much of theories and all back then. Western के ही थे, तो मेरे को वो again Western and Indian मेरे को वो I was like वहाँ पे काम करते हैं, यहाँ पे काम ही नहीं करेगा. So I just gave up on all that garbage. I didn't consume anything. That desire was still there, that I just don't want to be this guy who's invisible. I wanted to become this best version of myself. I wanted to be this protagonist in my life, where I'm the one who's in charge and not just, you know, see some other guy. No, I wanted to be in charge. I wanted to feel like a man. फिर again few months went by, nothing really happened. I might never even have any relationships ever in my life. I'm so awkward, I'm so socially awkward. All my stories from my past say that thing, you know, because my schooling, I was this shy introvert guy. I was on the stage, I choked. My first approach, she was straight up like shit test. The second approach, I just went blank. Nothing. So I had all these stories from my past. Who the fuck was I to even think that anything was possible? And here I was, after a few months, I was this 18-year-old guy. Literally felt like everyone around me were in relationships. सबके पास बंदियां है भाई, सबके पास, मेरे पास ही नहीं है. सब ऐसे टेक्स्ट कर रहे हैं, you know. I'm like, bro, मेरे में क्या कमी है? वो साला काला सा बंदा, उसके पास बंदी है, मेरे पास नहीं है. मेरे में क्या कमी? Man, I had started getting so down on myself, you know. So then I had shifted to a new coaching उस टाइम पे. So coaching जाने से पहले I was like, I had started questioning a lot of stuff about me. ठीक है? कि am I going to be this guy? Am I going to regret everything in my life? I might never have this dating life. All those stuff. Then I had this idea. Maybe my past is holding me back. Maybe all the stories from my past are lie. Because it felt like if I ever tried to do anything out of alignment from my character, you know, बचपन से बोला जाता है कि ये मत करो, वो मत करो. The moment I try to do that, I would feel नहीं कुछ गलत कर रहा हूँ मैं. So maybe I'm like, let me try to step out of my comfort zone and see what happens if I keep pushing it, because I know the pull is there. But what if I go beyond it? देखते हैं. Then एक नई कोचिंग लगाई थी मैंने. See, my entire plan was कि I'm not going to play this introvert guy. I'm going to play this extrovert guy. Let's see what happens. Because all my life I was introvert. I think I was introvert, right? So maybe let's try. Because, you know, the first impression is the last impression kind of thing. So I went to this coaching. The first day, all I started to do was loud. Be loud and be this social guy and just, you know, talk with everyone. Let's see. पहले दिन गया, obviously लड़के उड़के थे, तो मैंने हे भाई कैसे हो, क्या हो. I started to talk to them, you know, even you, because they don't know my backstory, right? They don't know. So I was like, okay, I'll play this guy. So even with teachers and all, I used to ask them questions, I used to raise my hand and talk with them, those kind of stuff. And guess what? I got good feedback. I was like, fuck, this worked. Because all my life, the people in my life, they knew I was this shy guy. So here I was, and these people didn't know who I was, neither they knew my past. So I'm just playing this new character and it's working. I was like, okay, shit, I might have something in my hands now. Let me try this thing now. Again, वहाँ पे एक बंदी थी. Again, I used to like that girl, ठीक है? So I knew her timings. उसकी timing वो जल्दी आती थी coaching में. So मैंने क्या किया? The entire plan I came up with was, again, I scripted because I wasn't evolved enough कि चलो मैं और instinctually कुछ बात करूँगा. तो मैंने लिखा, मेरे को पता थी वो इंग्लिश क्लास आती है. मैंने लिखा तुम इंग्लिश क्लास आती हो, तो she'll reply yes. So I'll say क्या चैप्टर पढ़ा है, that kind of shit. So again, this time I'm like, I'm not going to be this old Preetham. I'm going to be this new guy, this confident dude. Okay, I went early to the class. उसके बाद she came, वो बैठी and confidently like पानी वानी पिया. I like, oh, come on, I can do this. Excuse me. She just turned. She was like, you attended this English class yesterday? I was hoping, because जो पूरा script था वो yes का था, right? She just said no. Again, man, oh fuck. So then I just looked at her, like, I just smiled at her, I nodded at her. That's it. Because I went blank. But guess what that did? That was a win for me. That was my first win. Man, I exist. That girl looked at me. She nodded. That was my affirmation. You know what, man? You are changing. You are fucking changing. So that gave me that first ever confidence, boost. Maybe this time it's different. Maybe this time it's different. Because I had this other character playing. Okay, this worked. I just smiled nothing. Again, I was this chill dude in my class. उसके बाद again there was one more girl. उस पे crush आ गया, इस पे चला गया अभी. Then I was like, okay, ठीक है. So one fine day, what had happened? I had this repetition in my coaching, right? So she just looked at me once and she just smiled. I was like, okay, even I smiled back. So that thing, because I had started to attract people. I was this dude who was good in academics, that kind of stuff. People would come to me and ask doubts because I was being this loud guy. Then one day she just looked and smiled at me. I was like, okay, fuck. उसके बाद what I used to do was, I still remember this video from TripAdvice. मैं नेट कैफे जाता था because man, I didn't knew what to talk about, right? I just didn't knew what to talk about. So मैं एक TripAdvice का video था 36 magical questions to make anyone fall in love with you. I still remember that video. So मैंने अपने वो डब्बा का फोन था, नेट कैफे जाते थे, नेटवर्क नहीं रहता था तभी, जाके से वो 36 के 36 I had clicked the images. I used to text. ठीक है, I had back then we used to use this Facebook and all. So I used to text with this girl, but somehow जो in person का जो था ना, that felt like I'm the man, she's the girl. But texting में क्या रहता था? She was the guy and I was the girl. Generals used to flip. मेरे को वो समझ नहीं आता like what the heck is going on here? Why is this like this? Because in person तो I'm the guy. But here it's like so class के बाद we used to hang out with this new girl. So वहाँ पे क्या सीन रहता था? I used to go blank, right? मेरे को नहीं पता क्या बात करना है. So मैं अपने हाथ पे ऐसे लिख के जाता था. वो जो ट्रिप के रहता ना, I want to make this girl fall in love with me kind of thing. So मैं हाथ पे लिख के जाता था. And वो जब नहीं देख रही होती थी, I used to read and I used to see those lines with her. और ऐसे ही कर करके I used to started to interact with her. एक बार क्या होता था, पसीने की वजह से ऐसे ऐसे कर करके वो चले जाता था. Like what is happening? So that time I just used to be left alone. Somehow I just used to pull it off. चलो. Then वो flow वो आने लग गया धीरे धीरे. It wasn't all sunshine and roses. Many a time एक बार ऐसा होता था कि I should talk with these girls. They used to talk to me good, but somehow मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आता था यार ये चल क्या रहा है. Like I used to talk logical stuff, nothing would really happen. So I used to be like, what's happening? Texting पे तो कुछ छोड़ ही दो. मतलब I'm chatting, it felt like I'm behind her, but in person it felt like they are kind of chasing me. I don't know. It was all confusing to me. On top of that, I used to doubt myself कि यार these girls are like out of my league, man. मैं कहाँ वो आता था, बहुत कुछ आता था. I should pretend like I'm the man, but deep down I kind of felt that thing. Because वो iPhone लेके घूमते थे भाई. उस टाइम पे 5C आता था. मेरे पास कौन सा Nokia का डब्बा वाला फोन, उनके पास 5C, 5S I think. क्या ही मतलब, I did feel unworthy, पैसे वैसे भी नहीं रहते थे. But still, चलो let's I'm this new guy, I'm this new Preetham. So over a period of time ये सीन होने लग गया कि I would go to any stranger, I would walk up to any stranger and talk for an hour. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे चीजें समझ में आ गई. There wasn't any theory because I realized theories don't really work because theory है, practical है. Just to do my own analysis, figure out क्या काम कर रहा है, क्या नहीं काम कर रहा है. It took me like 4 years to even understand कि भाई नंबर लेके बाहर भी जाना रहता है. ठीक है, नंबर में लेता ही नहीं था, मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आता नंबर लेना होता है, डेट पे जाना होता है. मैं 1-8 घंटा बात कर लिया, चलो कूल, नाइस टॉकिंग विद यू, बाय. ऐसे कर करके आ जा 3-4 साल यही किया मैंने. Then I realized, oh my god, like even I have to take numbers. Eventually everything evolved and then I started to help them out. So eventually that turned into this whole coaching kind of thingy where I have helped more than like half a dozen of guys to lose their virginity when I have my double-digit body count, those kind of stuff. But guess what? The biggest thing was this transformational aspect. Achievement ठीक है, but the transformational aspect was like, man, rather than me chasing them and me simping and all those kind of stuff, I was able to flip the script and I was able to position myself at this price where others are competing, I wanted options, man. I didn't just wanted to settle down with some random chick. चलो मिल रहा है, चलो ठीक है, एक ही है. No, I wanted to have options and where I wanted to choose. I wanted that power. So it was all about becoming the best version of myself and not have any regret. in my late teens and early 20s. So again, ये चीज़ें मेरे को समझ नहीं आती थी. So my friends saw my and they were like, hey man, what the fuck? We were in the same school. We were both from this boys' school. What has happened to you? एक 2 साल में इतना change कैसे आ गया? So I started to teach him. उसके बाद initially it was like random stuff because हमको ही समझ नहीं आता था, मेरे को ही नहीं समझ आता था what had happened, what had worked for me. So I used to tell him. He started applying it. So it took him like 5-6 months to see any results with it. So he was like, yeah man, it's working. So eventually I started to help out other friends of mine. So they started to get results. They started to get dates and all. So they were like, okay, if a girl, you don't have to be this nice guy, good boy. If she should test you, maar do. You be this playfully arrogant guy. You know, you don't have to be this good guy. Because that's what we had been taught in school, right? No. But we have to stand up for ourselves. Uske baad, I started coaching this foreign guys and all. They started to get results. Here I am sitting in fucking India and all these European and US guys are just, I'm just giving them advices and it's working. I was like, okay, this works. Then I started to do this thing and like I started this YouTube channel, all those things. And in my inner circle guys, they started to get results within the first 90 days. So, you know, eventually some guy got laid. So like the record in our whole inner circle is like 7 days now. Within the first 7 days, the guy got laid. Initially it was 42 days, then it turned to 21, then it's like 7 now. So that's the best part, you know, this transformational aspect. I'm able to impact guys. I'm able to impact all these lives. So I call myself this alchemist. So alchemy is basically like, you know, taking some base metal and turning them into gold. So if you come in contact with me, I know like I'm going to transform your life and change your life. So I think that's, you know, wo rehta na ki I want to leave this world a better place than when I found it, that kind of thing. So that's what gives me like immense pleasure. And most of you confuse me for this dating guru or something. I'm none of that garbage, man. I'm none of that garbage. I'm just this normal ass guy who wants to help guys. तो यार क्या सीन रहता है ये theory वेरी चिपकाते यार. Theory doesn't work, man. I don't know. Theory just doesn't work. Theory and practicality are completely two different things. जितना मैंने देखा खुद के personal experimentation में, like the best theory, you know what it is? Raw action. जाओ, कुछ सीखो, खुद से करो. You yourself will understand things. वहाँ पे मजा आता है, you know. But I'm able to create all this. No one has like 6 years to go through their life and try to figure it out. I hope you don't. ठीक है, तो इट्स फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग. मेरे को समझ नहीं आता था आगे करना क्या. लाइक आई सेड 4 साल तो ऐसे ही लग गए मेरे को समझने में कि फ़ोन नंबर लेना रहता है. देन डेट वेट मिल गया, नंबर, क्या करना है आगे? कॉफ़ी शॉप में जाके बैठना है? हेल नो, नथिंग इज गोइंग टू हैपन. बातें करनी? नो. यू नो, टू छोटी छोटी चीज़ें. सो आई एम एबल टू कंडेंस एवरीथिंग डाउन टू जस्ट 90 days. This transformational aspect. So yeah, this was my origin story and hope you enjoyed, and this was step by step how I became this man with multiple options, and not only that, how I help other guys to become this man with multiple options, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please do again give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all those stuff. Also नीचे एक link रहेगा Telegram community के लिए, so please join it out. And man, thanks for your time, and again my name is Preetham and I will see you in the next video.